Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Steve and Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. The first unopposed for good Dynamite on a Tuesday night went down tonight. On a Wednesday night, rather. NXT's on Tuesday now. And it was a wildly fun one. I just get the vibe from NXT yesterday and AEW today that there's just a little bit of a weight off them, maybe. I don't know. It just seemed like tonight was like a really, really fun episode. And, I mean, they have really, really fun episodes quite a bit, but it just felt like there was some pressure off them. I don't know.
Well,
maybe
I think part of it, too, is in relation to what we saw last week from AEW, which is not their finest effort. Last week's show was not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going head-to-head against TakeOver, so if you're gonna have some good stuff, this was a taped episode, I believe. I think. Or was last week's taped? I don't remember. No, this week had to be taped because I'm guessing Tyson was just there for the couple days, for the day.
Could be.
Anyways, one of them was taped, regardless. Yeah, they had some stuff in the can, maybe. And, you know, if you're going to go, save your good stuff for when you're going unopposed, as opposed to going head-to-head with the TakeOver.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose regardless you put on a great show or a mediocre show.
Yeah, you're going to get buried in the buzz of a takeover. Exactly. You don't want that to happen. No. I thought, you know, tonight was headlined by, you know, it was actually bookended by two really long, really fun matches. We had the Young Bucks versus Fenix and Pac. And then, of course, in the main event, we had Matt Hardy versus Darby Allin in a no DQ
Falls Count
Anywhere match for the TNT title. And it was wild fun. Lots of great false finishes. Darby Allin, boy, that dude just kicks out of everything.
He does.
And yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought there was a lot of good stuff going on tonight.
I thought there was a lot of good stuff in between as well. You know, we saw the Young Bucks solidify their heel turn. They were wearing some Jordan 1 Dior's, which on the secondary market sell between like $7,000 and $8,000. We've seen Kenny since his heel turn start wearing a lot of expensive looking clothes. I'm guessing this is the Young Bucks' attempts to kind of follow suit, but in still keeping with the Young Bucks, because they don't, as far as I know, they haven't been wrestling in Jordans, but they very often wear them backstage during interviews on Being the Elite. They usually got some Jordan shoes on. And now they got like super expensive Jordan shoes. But I thought the promo with the entirety of whatever this group is going to be called now, whether it's the Elite with Callis and the Young Bucks and Kenny and the Good Brothers, I thought that was solid. They're teasing something else, more surprises, maybe more members. That would be my guess. And you know, that would make you think, you know, are we going to have some crossover with Bullet Club in Japan? I mean, Tama Tonga's kind of poo-pooed the whole thing. So I doubt that would be the case.
I don't know.
When Kenta was there,
yeah.
when Kenta was in AEW, he didn't speak favorably of Kenny Omega to Kenny Omega's face.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I mean, could it be more members? They already have a ton. They already have a lot. So the first thing that came to mind was, okay, because they haven't mentioned what their name is, which is kind of abnormal. Usually, first opportunity you get, they're going to say, hey, you know, we are, you know, what we do in that ring is perfection. Now our name is Perfection. You know, they always say one word and it's like, oh, that's going to be like Pinnacle. Did the same thing. And so I don't know. I kind of thought, okay, well, they don't have a name. I mean, it's hard to tell because like Gallows has dropped before that, like he hasn't talked to Tama Tonga about stuff. They did the, like you said, like you mentioned, they did the Kenta stuff. That was like a one-time deal. Mox did that one thing in Strong, although Apparently, he's being called
out
by
Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, Yuji Nagata. Yeah, called him out. So yeah, I don't know. There's something going on there, which is interesting. It's always fun to speculate on that front. So yeah, I mean, it's I still don't I sort of stopped caring about the motivation of the Young Bucks. They're like, oh, it's all about friendship, and it's just like the most like cliched stuff that he was wheeling out tonight. But it doesn't matter. They're cool as bad guys. So whatever. And he had Tyson. I thought the Jericho Dax Harwood match was a lot of fun too. Wildly overbooked, of course, but I mean that's part of the fun. I thought there was a lot to like.
The Red Velvet Jade Cargill match was outstanding.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good stuff. We had Anthony Ogogo making his debut. One with a punch to the gut.
Yeah, that was rad. Could have been better. I'll be honest with you. We could have had actual vomit when somebody.
Well, that's the ideal. That's
or
the ideal.
Somebody craps his pants, perhaps.
Why not both? Why limit ourselves to one?
He does. Yeah, he does the vomit and the number 2. That would have been ideal, obviously.
Like when you get a stomach bug and it gets you really bad.
Both ends.
But this is from a punch. Anyways, before we get to the recap, do you want to talk about this Ivelisse?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So she's not with AEW anymore. She's blaming everybody but herself. What's going on with this?
So at some point today, she tweeted out. I looked at her Twitter. I didn't see this, so maybe she's deleted it. She's tweeted this: "History repeats itself. Unfortunately, I speak up about mistreatment and get let go. That's life." So Fightful reached out to Ivelisse, and she responded with the following. Quote, "I spoke up about mistreatment from a coach, even to other women too. There were witnesses, and I was the one suspended and left in limbo and just now let go, and nothing has been done at all the entire time about Thunder Rosa slandering my name the entire time in AEW and doing everything to sabotage my position there. I kept quiet. Thunder Rosa also has a history of getting involved with officials in order to get ahead, which there was a lawsuit and everything in Lucha Underground."
Those are strong words. Did you say it's not on her Twitter feed anymore?
The original tweet, I looked briefly before we got started. Let me double check because I don't want to say that and be incorrect.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. When I saw that first match between her and Thunder Rosa on Dynamite, honestly, like she should have been fired at that point. Like I don't know why they would have kept her around after that. Like you don't do that stuff in the ring, regardless of what's going on backstage. She could be 100% right, but she loses all credibility when she starts like pitching a tantrum in the middle of the ring. If you want to try to blame other people for problems, you're going to lose that particular, you're going to lose your credibility. All you got to do is watch one of your matches. So, I'm actually kind of shocked this didn't have This didn't happen much sooner.
No, I don't see it on her timeline anymore. Thought maybe it was a reply to somebody. Because I looked earlier today and it was there. But now I don't see it.
Flat 3 has a good point here, too. Says Thunder Rosa defended that match, too, saying she didn't hurt her and it's all good. Defended Ivelisse publicly. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess she's just trying to save face or whatever. I'm sure she'll maybe have a more extensive, statement about it. Perhaps. An interview, perhaps. But, just from what I saw as a fan in the ring, it's like, oh, wow, okay, so somebody's not cooperating with a match. And now that person's like trying to sling some mud. Doesn't really hold water. But
no.
But yeah.
That tweet's unavailable.
Oh, so you look for like the replies or whatever, and it's
Well, no, I looked the story Fightful had with their quotes from her.
Link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says that tweet's unavailable.
Yeah.
So, looks like we won't be seeing Ivelisse in AEW, at least not anytime soon. I don't know.
She was on, I think it was her. She was on like one of those tattoo cover-up shows before.
I believe you mentioned that.
I don't know why I bring it up. I remember seeing that. I'm like, she just said she's a wrestler? Because I saw it ages ago.
Yeah.
She said she's a wrestler? Where does she go? And I looked her up and was like, oh. And then when I see her in place, I'm like, oh, it's a girl in the tattoo show. And then why is she no-selling? Why is she no selling that tattoo gun? That shit hurts.
All right, let's get into this, Steve. So the show opened up with the Young Bucks promo, kind of explaining themselves. They said last week they chose friendship. Thanks to Mox for pushing us over the edge. They're no longer a club; they're a family. Don Callis was right. We did change. We're still the best tag team, but we haven't felt the same since starting AEW. We weren't as hungry, but now we're no longer content. It's time to bring back the old Young Bucks. Better yet, it's time to bring a new version of ourselves to AEW.
After that, I know I'm fixing
Camera dropped out.
I know I'm fixing it. After that, we had what was this? A Mike Tyson promo. It was going to be a Mike Tyson match chat, and he was like, "I'm so delighted to be the guest enforcer." And then MJF interrupts him pretty quick, acting all smarmy. He says, "My boys are mad, but I understand your actions more than anyone. But listen, man, Jericho is your enemy. I'm not asking you to cheat. Just be on the right side of history. I don't want you to have any regrets like that tattoo on your face." I mean, he keeps on poking the bear, man. It's not a smart move.
I love the bit where he said, I wasn't even born yet when you were at your peak. My dad tells me you were great. Kudos.
My dad tells me you're a pretty big deal, yeah. And he says, "Here's a blank check with your name on it, if you know what I mean." So Tyson grabs it, rips it up, rips it, takes a couple remnants, puts it in his mouth, chews it, and spits it back at him. So, but on the other hand, you know, there's a thing in AEW now where, like, people who wear dark clothing are the good guys and people who wear light clothing are the bad. And I thought for sure, I was like, oh, man, Tyson's going to join Pinnacle. I thought that was going to happen.
I thought that could happen, too. MJF had a hell of a suit. It wasn't quite powder blue. It was a little brighter than that.
Yeah, it was nice, huh?
But, man, it was a fantastic suit. First match of the show, tag titles, Fenix and Pac taking on the Young Bucks. Young Bucks with new gear. They cut all the tassels off their pants. There's fur on it now. They had like some white leather kind of motorcycle jackets with fur on the lapels. And as mentioned, the $8,000 sneakers to wrestle in. Don Callis walks out with them. He joins commentary. And then they cut in basically the entire tag division, or probably like the top 5 ranked teams, are sitting in the stands watching this match.
You know what I like about that too? The thing that I like about the Young Bucks going heel in this fashion, it means that whoever gets those titles off them, it's going to be a big deal. A much bigger deal than it would have been before. Because like you and I had speculated when they had that match against LAX, for example, on TV, it was like, oh, LAX might win this. Mm-hmm. And as long as they were sort of treading water as just sort of good guys, it was like, okay, well, people could take this title off them. Like, they've had their run. They can hot potato it a little bit. That ain't happening now. It's going to be a while, and it's going to be a big deal when somebody takes those titles off them.
So I'm going to mention this now because I had a theory during Hangman Page's interview.
I know. Yeah, okay.
Backstage. Mm-hmm. So I'll just skip ahead. We'll get back to the match in a second. So he's asked by Marvez, essentially, what do you think of the Young Bucks and Kenny reuniting? And he just talks about something else completely. He talks about John Silver recuperating. Mm-hmm. The story is going to be Adam Page getting out of the Elite Shadow by basically defeating all of them.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I thought the same thing. And it's either going to be like he's going to get the titles for Silver and Reynolds, or he's going to get the title with Silver or Reynolds or one of those guys, something like that.
Well, and the title off Kenny. I mean, it's going to essentially be Page with the Dark Order maybe backing up a little bit versus the Elite. It's all about him getting out of underneath their shadow.
He's going to be picking them apart, basically. You're absolutely right. But I think that I don't think he's part of the Dark Order, but clearly, like that, they're like the most lovable group that there is right now, and that's even including the best friends who are super lovable. The Dark Order is just, for obvious reasons. I think you're probably right about that. And they're also going to do exactly what you called. SCU is totally going to be broken up because of the Young Bucks. Like, they're going to crush everybody, and they're going to cause some real damage to these teams, including splitting up SCU or retiring or whatever they claim they're going to do.
Well, they just won't wrestle the tag team anymore.
They're just not going to be a tag team anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not going to be too long before Chris Daniels retires. Kazarian, I don't know. That dude is ageless.
Virtually, it seems that way.
He looks like he's 20 years old. It's crazy.
I know, he still wrestles. I mean, I'll expect him to do those crazy spots he used to do in those was it Destination X matches in Impact?
X, Yeah, no, was it Destination?
That was the pay-per-view. It's Destination X.
X something X. What was it?
Whatever. Or he's
it's on
going
the
up
tip of my freaking tongue.
The structure.
Somebody tell me what it's called. Ultimate X. Thank you.
Ultimate X. Climbing up the structures, it's holding the stuff up and doing leg drops. He won't be doing that anymore. But
he shouldn't have been doing that in the first place.
Yeah, he's trying to get Impact TNA on the map.
This was a really long match. This was like a 30-minute long match.
It was really good.
It was really good. There was all sorts of stuff going on. You go watch it. It's great. And I don't know. You want to just go from the finish here?
Sure, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff. I mean, as you would expect with a match between these two teams. So down the stretch, Matt and Fenix are outside after Fenix hits Nick with the rolling cutter. So what happened? Okay, I'll go back to this. So Matt and Pac are brawling on the apron. They're yanked off the floor. And then Fenix and Nick hit poison ranas on Matt, Pac. And then Fenix hits Nick with a rolling cutter. And then Fenix puts Matt in the ring. He's waving at Pac. Get in. Pac does. He puts Matt in the top rope. Fenix tags in. Pac hits the superplex. Fenix follows with a frog splash. It gets 2. Pac gets the tag back in. He hits Black Arrow. And then Nick comes in and pushes Fenix into Pac to break up the pin. And then Nick grabs Matt, drags him to their corner, tags himself in. He goes in, runs into a boot from Pac. Pac looks for a German suplex. Nick holds on to the ropes. It's while the ref is like, hey, get your hands off the ropes. Nick hits Pac with a low blow. Fenix tags in. He jumps off the top right into a super kick. Nick rips off his mask. Young Bucks hit stereo super kicks to get the win.
Yeah, really good stuff. But Pac and Fenix, I kind of want Pac to go back to being a singles dude.
Yeah, I know. I mean, really, everybody in Death Triangle should be a singles wrestler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought about even the Lucha Bros. I don't want them as a tag team. I want them to be singles wrestlers. Yeah. And I want Penta to always be wearing the St. Patrick's Day hat. After that, we had the Hangman Page interview with the Dark Order. Yeah. And he's asked by Marvez, what are your thoughts on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, rejoining team as bad guys? And Page says, well, first let me give you an update on John Silver. Doctor says 4 to 6 weeks. He'll need vitamins, prayers, and plenty of Southwestern egg rolls. That sounds amazing right now. He leaves like, I'm going to go get some of those. And then Silver.
Chili's.
Yeah, he's going to go to exactly. Those things are pretty good at Chili's, by the way. Silver starts working his arm out. He's, and everybody's all cheering for him and stuff. It's really good stuff.
It was really good. After that, we had a Inner Circle Mike Tyson interview. Jericho explains how he made amends with Mike Tyson. He says, we decided to change our ways after Pinnacle beat him down. He made some phone calls, made some apologies, first of which was to Tyson. He says, we've been going at it since 2010 when he knocked me out on a Monday night. I talked to him, and when Tyson heard what I had to say, he responded, if you need help with anything, let him know. I called him up and said, I might need your help tonight. Or last week. He has my back. And Jericho says, I don't expect any favors from you. I want you to call it right down the middle. And then Tyson says, I'll be firm but fair. I'm not going to take sides. But Jericho, if you mess up, there's a chance you get knocked out again.
And then Jericho's shoulder leans him. After that, we had Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet.
Great. This was great.
Really good match. Jade at one point dumps Red Velvet into the crowd. But as you kind of figure, Cargill gets the win with Jaded for 3 because she is...
The opening of this, the intensity and the physicality, the opening of this match was so dang good. Because as soon as Jade hits the ring, Red Velvet goes after her. And then Jade hits her with a pump kick. And then eventually Velvet low bridges Jade out and follows with a really good looking suicide dive.
Yeah.
Like she had serious velocity on that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Jade Cargill looks like she looks like $1 million. Like she is a huge superstar.
Red Velvet's a really good wrestler. She's good.
She's good. Cargill's a massive
great match.
star.
Check it out.
After that, we had Tony with Britt and Rebel, and Britt's looking at the stats. She's looking at the rankings, and she's like, "Right now, I'm at the number 3 spot, but because she's 7-1, no, 7-2,
yeah, 7-1,
7-2. Red Velvet was 5-1, and she was like, given now that I have more wins plus the same number of losses as Red Velvet, that elevates me to the number 2 spot. And then she was like, and then I'm going to be appearing on Dark and Elevation, working my way up the rankings, and then I'll eventually be number 1 so I can take on Sheeta. And she puts her hand over Sheeta, and she says, 2 matches. She's had 2 matches this year.
Next, the debut of Anthony Ogogo versus Cole Carter. That's about how long this match lasted. They traded a couple of moves. Ogogo hits Carter with a gut punch. Ref just stops the match.
He's like, oh my God, this man just vomited and pooped his pants.
Yeah.
We got to stop this match. You can't go on like that.
We got to stop this match. If you hit him again, what's going to happen next?
His head's going to explode.
Maybe. Next, we got a Miro promo.
Hold on. Did you catch that shirt that QT Marshall was wearing? It was like a Chandler Bing bowling shirt.
It really was. I know.
Like, wear some merch shirt, dude. Your bowling shirts ain't cutting it.
Maybe he's waiting on his custom-made The Factory bowling shirt.
Bowling shirt? Nobody's afraid of it.
Matching bowling
Nobody's
shirts.
afraid of a dude in a bowling shirt.
I don't know, man. If he could portray the enough menace, sometimes a menacing dude in a bowling shirt might be even more menacing.
Is he looking to change the perception of people in bowling shirts? Now they can be scary.
It seems to be the case, man.
Could be.
Seems to be the case.
I wonder if he has a 300 ring like mine. Where's my ring?
So next we got a Miro promo. He says Kip left after the Arcade Anarchy match and haven't seen him since. I'm looking for him. I want to talk to you about what happened there, but I'm not going to wait. I'm going out there to pursue my goals with or without you. Yeah. And he pretty much puts everybody with a title on notice. We're about to get angry Miro, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, wow. Turo has a good point. OJ wears bowling shirts. Ugh. Scary. That is kind of scary. After that, we had I missed that. I actually missed that promo. Jericho versus Dax was next, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was tons of fun. Let's see here. It starts out pretty quickly. Jericho grabbing a chair. Tyson takes it away from him. Harwood grabs a bat. Tyson takes that away from him. Jericho jabs Dax on the head with a pen, takes the camera, flips him off, and Dax flips him off back. That was pretty funny. Heading into the commercial, Dax starts getting into it with Tyson. Back from commercial, Dax misses a diving headbutt. Jericho gets him in a lion tamer. Dash gets a cheap shot on Jericho to break that up, but Sammy, as Tyson's moving towards Dash, Sammy takes out Dash. That is not Tyson. Jericho goes for a Judas effect, but Dax is able to evade, hits a brain buster. Jericho kicks out of that. Inner Circle and Pinnacle duke it out on the stage. Cash gets Floyd. Dash. Dash?
No, Cash.
Yeah, Cash is Floyd. These freaking names. Tyson comes. I actually, who was it? Jericho was talking about that with FTR. Which one's which? Cash, Dax? Anyways, Cash has Floyd. Tyson comes at him. Cash threatens him, eats a right instead, and his arms go stiff.
Yeah, man, he got knocked out.
And then we get the most devastating move in professional wrestling, Judas effect, for the win.
And afterwards, Jericho made Tyson a member of the Inner Circle.
An ancillary member of the Inner Circle. So it's like, who is an ancillary member of the NWO? Like Tori Wilson was an ancillary member of DX.
All the race car drivers who joined the NWO were
like Richard
members.
Petty. Yeah, he was NWO. Yeah. That's right. What, Dennis Rodman, or was he a bit more deep into the NWO?
No, he was a bit more.
He was actual NWO.
Yeah, I think he was actually in the NWO. Speaking of the NWO, we got this faction here: Kenny, Young Bucks, Good Brothers, throwing up 2 sweets like the NWO. They have an interview with Marvez. Don Callis says, do I have a scoop for you?
Do I have a scoop for you?
He grabs a mic from Marvez, says the wrestling world has learned anything from us. Just when you think they've seen everything, you haven't seen nothing. When the Bucks came back to the fold, it wasn't the end, it was just the beginning. Omega takes the mics. He says he and the Young Bucks never changed. This is who we were, but we just kept on putting up the facade of being essentially good guys because that's what people wanted them to be. But we're not like you, so we're going to be us. And the Matt says it's not all fun and games. They're still the best tag team in the world, and they're back. He puts the whole tag division on notice. Callis says, you want the old Omega, the old Young Bucks. You got them. Be prepared to be surprised again. And then the Young Bucks fake a super kick to the cameraman. Instead, Don Callis, probably with some sweet shin music, kick at the cameraman with thigh slap and everything.
That was pretty impressive that he pulled that one off. After that, we got a Thunder Rosa video package saying she's coming after the AEW women's title. Then says she also wants to go after the NWA women's title. So she is coming after all the gold.
Yep.
After that, we got Chris Statlander versus Amber Nova. Chris Statler completely dominated this match, and she won with a supernova for 3.
I know you love Team Taz, so go ahead and take
my
this
favorite segment. Oh, this was great. My favorite faction in wrestling against Christian. It was awesome. So Christian has an interview, and what is it?
Did you see the Team Taz interview with just them?
Oh, yeah. This was the Team Taz interview. Christian came up later. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, they're asked, "Have you heard from Christian?" And Taz says, "Well, you know, it's been a week already." And Ricky Starks is like, "Why are we waiting a whole week? Like we shouldn't even have to wait an hour." And Taz says, "Ricky, you need to stay backstage. We're gonna go pitch to him, but you got to stay here. You're combustible." And Cage says, "Yeah, I agree with that." Brian Cage says, "Yeah, I agree with that." And Taz says, "Hey, Brian Cage, you too. Me and Hobbs are gonna go handle this." They're amazing. So then we get a Christian interview, and he's asked some innocuous question, and he starts to talk, but then he immediately gets cut off by Taz, and he's like, "Hey, Christian Cage, you ignoring me? What's the deal? Here's the thing. Are you in or are you out?"
All right, you be Taz. I'll be Christian. Okay.
Okay.
We'll play this.
Yeah.
So Christian then says, "You know, I was gonna do this in the back, in the back, like a pro, but Taz, you said it yourself. Team Taz is a bit of a dumpster fire. I didn't come to AEW to fix Taz's problems. I came to win championships. So I'm happy that you're over there standing on those 3 steps so I can say this to your face, eye to eye." My answer is no. There you go. And what does Taz say next?
"Hey, shitbag! You're ungrateful. I never liked you or your buddy who carried your ass. Hobbs." And then Hobbs starts to bring Taz's mic down.
He just quiets him. It's great. Hobbs is great.
Awesome. It's
I did
great.
I did like Taz's.
Awesome.
I did like Taz's line where he said, "If I stood on my wall, I'd be 10 feet taller than you."
I stood on my wallet. I'd be 10 feet taller than that big
Christian
head of
said,
yours.
And then Christian said, what, all that bingo hall money?"
Yeah, that was kind of messed up. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this was approved or if they just went out there, because this is kind of like below the belt for Christian. This made me like Christian even. This vindicated, this validated everything I thought of Christian in the first place. You know what? He's not a Hall of Fame unless it's a Hall of Fame of shitbags, because he is a shitbag. I'm with Taz on this one. F Christian. I'm Team Taz. And it was awesome. It was so great to see Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, just maul Christian. It was great. Next week they're going to have a match. Hobbs probably going to totally lose that match, but I don't care. This week it was very sweet.
A Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Fame of the in the shitbag wing.
No,
that's
man.
what he is.
He's a Hall of Fame in the Hall of Fame.
Who else is in the shitbag wing, Larson, of the Hall of Fame?
Oh, man. I mean, it's probably a pretty extensive list.
It totally is, huh?
Next week, they announced the following matches. This should be really good. Shida versus Conti for the women's title. That'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. We got a little video package hyping up their match. Hobbs versus Christian. Starks versus Hangman Page. And Trent versus Penta.
And then we had Matt Hardy. Wait, who's Penta fighting? What's going on?
Trent.
Oh, just a singles match?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Penta's probably going to lose that then.
He shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't, but this is like Trent's first singles match back. That sucks.
Trent could take a loss.
He's
a tag team specialist, man. They're good. Like, the best friends are good as a tag team.
He should take a loss, but he's coming back.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, no, man.
Doesn't matter. Penta should win that match.
He should. He totally should.
If he doesn't, I'm just going to do this the rest of the episode of Dynamite. How about that?
He has the best tongue facials.
Oh, man. His expressions are the best, period.
They really are.
Matt Hardy versus Darby Allin for the TNT title. This match was very physical right out of the gate. First thing Matt Hardy does is go get a chair.
Yeah.
Early on, Darby goes for springboard coffin drop, and Hardy just blasts him in the back with a chair, and then Darby's back is all red and scratched up.
And that's like in the first 3 minutes of the match.
Immediately. So this match did kind of devolve into a bit of a mess, but it was always fun.
Yeah.
Because you had Hardy Family Office, Dark Order, Sting, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Lance Archer all at various points coming down to ringside to get involved in whatever was going on. Because, first Hardy Family Office comes out. Butcher throws a garbage can at Darby Allin. This brings out Dark Order. They all start brawling on the floor. And so you still got Darby and Matt going at it. This brawl breaking out. Sting comes out as well. He's taking it to Private Party. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are about to come out maybe to attack Sting. Instead, Lance Archer intercepts. Sting sees Archer, forgets about Private Party. Archer gets in the ring, and I more or less, I'm taking this, I didn't hear him say anything, but I more or less taking this to be, hey, Sting, look what I can do to you. And so he puts Cassidy on the top, hits him with a blackout, and then takes both members of Private Party and just takes them out of the ringside area.
I thought it was more like, hey, Sting, I really took what you said last week to heart. Look, I'm going to mess some people up. And
could be.
I really got high on your validation, and I want to keep on getting that. I need to fix
I want to make
Sting.
you smile. I want to make you proud of me, Sting.
Exactly. Sting is everybody's dad. And everybody just wants to make their father proud. And Jake is not father material. He just clearly isn't. And so Archer's like, I don't get this guy. I don't want this guy's validation. He's a complete disaster. You ever seen Beyond the Mat? He's like, but Sting, look at him. He's a stand-up guy. I want his validation.
Very well. So Sting tosses his bat to Darby Allin on the stage, and he just kind of wanders off backstage. He's done for the day.
I love my favorite thing is when like this overbooked mess happens, and then you see people either like fight on their way backstage, or people just like meander back.
That's definitely what Sting was doing. He just threw the bat and was kind of, all right, I'm done. So Darby's cornering Matt Hardy kind of by commentary. Right as he's about to take a swing, Matt hits him with a low blow, hits a twist of fate with a chair wrapped around his head. That gets him a 2, so they take the fight backstage past Tony Khan in production. He puts Darby on a table, sets up a ladder, hits a leg drop through it. 2 count again. So Darby crawls back out towards the stage, and Matt's looking for a power bomb off the stage to the floor. Instead, Darby low blows him, jumps to the floor, gets Sting's bat, gets back up on stage, backs up Matt to commentary again, and he takes the bat he beats the heck out of Matt Hardy with his bat, destroys all the monitors on the commentary table, chokes out Matt with the bat, puts him on the table, and he climbs up the scaffolding near where commentary is. They said it was 20 feet. I doubt it was that high, but it was pretty high.
He hit this with precision because it was like off center and back a ways.
Yep.
This dude, I mean, that is impressive. I was more impressed with just how perfectly he hit this thing because, like, if you're off by 6 inches, you're kind of screwed. Yeah,
you're probably hurt pretty bad. So he gets a coffin drop off that, puts Matt through the table, covers him to get the win. Darby he got beat up pretty good in this match. He took a lot of chair shots to the back.
Beating. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty rad.
I'm guessing what's going to happen is, week in, week out, he's going to be taking beatings like this.
Mm-hmm.
And his body eventually is just going to give out on him, and that's when he'll drop the title.
Could be.
Maybe to someone like Miro.
Could be. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, that was Dynamite.
That was your Dynamite. I got some questions here on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Before we get started with these questions, I want to give a quick shout out to some new patrons over there. It's a great way to support Going in Raw. Yesterday, we had a new patron, Benny Omega. So there's Kenny Omega, there's Lenny Omega. Now we've got Benny Omega.
Benny.
Also, this past Monday, CWX5. This weekend, we had Nicholas Mosier. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate it. We got a lot of great reward tiers over at Patreon. No, these Oreos are not one of them.
That was my question.
That's Steve's my reward.
Half-eaten sleeve of Oreos.
Honestly, if you want like half an Oreo, I can send you one. I really don't think you want that, though.
No.
But as I was picking up Big Red, I stopped by and I got Larson to sign a bunch of these 8x10s.
So you're getting Larson to sign 8x10s because Steve hasn't bothered signing them yet.
I might not. You find out in the mail when you get the Friendo care package. Also, here's the care package. It's got a comic book. It's got a bunch of stickers in here. I'm about to fulfill the patrons from last month. I'm just waiting on the new envelopes to come because I didn't realize I ran out of envelopes. So yeah, you get a comic book, full color comic book featuring an adventure. It's kind of crazy with me and Larson in it. So it's a lot of fun. That's at $20. But at $5 a month, it goes a long way towards supporting the show, and you get all sorts of bonus content every single week.
You do. For example, tomorrow we're doing an Ask Steven Larson, where you get to ask us non-wrestling questions.
And it's all done live. So if you can make it to the stream, and then it's on VOD after the fact. So,
exactly.
So yeah, it's a pretty good deal at patreon.com/Steven Larson. First up, David Matushik. After the Young Bucks' recent heel turn, do you think that AEW's top stars are too heel heavy so far? I've been developing this new theory, Larson. I don't think there should be faces anymore. I think everybody should be various sort of shades of heel. It should be like nothing better, nothing more well-intentioned than a tweener. You know? Mm-hmm. I feel like back, like, you know, you've always had the notion that Hulk Hogan was a heel. And I agree with that. But people loved him. All the best faces have really been kind of heelish. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, great heel. The Rock, you know? Awesome heel. He would sit there and bully Michael Cole and get cheered when he was a face. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So no, I think everybody, look at John Moxley. Like in character, like out of character, he seems like a really cool guy. In character, do you really want to run into that guy, you know? Or even hang out with him, really?
I would
He'd
say
probably just get you into trouble.
At least in AEW, the one babyface who feels different and unique and relatable, genuine, is Hangman Page.
Yes. Yeah, but also drinks way too much.
He does.
That can get you into trouble. Yeah.
It could.
But again, it's kind of, you know, I mean, generally speaking.
I think the idea of having a babyface who basically has no faults, you can't do that anymore because it's boring.
You could never do that. You could never. Nobody could get away with that. Really, like it's so boring.
It is boring.
I thought you were gonna say Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy actually seems like a very like an appealingly pure of heart person.
Yeah, I just feel like from a character perspective, we don't know enough about him.
Yeah, who knows if that would get old? If people would be able to latch on to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Page, I feel like we have a really good sense of who his character is, and obviously where it's going. A couple people here said that tonight's show was taped. Carl's Moving Castle says, hypothetical question, do you think Bray's character would be treated better in AEW? I don't think it's a certainty.
No, I think that AEW has a tendency of, I don't know if they, no, I don't. I just don't. Unless Bray was given, I don't know. Maybe. If Bray was given the kind of creative freedom that seemingly Darby Allin has, I could see that, and he was given the budget for like a Tom Savini still, I could see that maybe it'd be kind of on par. Maybe, Unleashed, it'd be awesome, even better than WWE. So it's possibly. I think it's more like he'd have more freedom to do what he wants to do, and maybe that'd be for the better.
Yeah, could be.
People are pointing out John Cena, and that's exactly my point. John Cena, as just a straight-up face, is like one of the most boring characters there is. But it's like, at that point, and then they try to do the same thing with Roman Reigns, a character with zero dimension because he would always he was basically a pushover.
Mm-hmm. Boring. It's boring.
Boring.
Wizard of Smoke with the sub. Thank you.
This is great. Call me Sir Vix says, sorry, but I just want to let you guys know I met Jay White this weekend, and he was 100% worth the adoration. I quoted back the sacrifice line to him, and he laughed. Jay White is great. He's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's outstanding.
He is outstanding.
He is really, really good. I am Elves. If we were to get the vomit craps pants spot, who would you most want to do that job for a go-go? So a go-go punches someone in the gut, and they poo and they throw up. Who takes that? Who's the one that poops their pants and vomits everywhere?
Oh, okay. Who would like revel in it and like come at him even stronger?
No sell it after the initial shock.
Yeah, like and it comes at him with vomit mouth.
Well, Mox then.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Or Kingston.
Yeah,
Kingston. He's wearing those like the white Power Ranger suit that he wore before, and it's just like it's all nasty. This is a great question. Steve Klain. What kind of competition between you two would you let Tyson enforce?
Stratego. Make sure no one's cheating at Stratego.
Is it easy to cheat at Stratego?
Well, no, if like you're playing and like say I'm like really pondering a move, and I'm really taking my time because I'm pretty deliberate in terms of that game. And you're like, all right, I'm bored. And you're on your phone, and I see you're on your phone distracted, and whoop,
oh wow,
whoop, swap a couple pieces.
Ooh.
And he catch that. I'm not saying I would do that. This is an example. He catches that.
He punches you, and you go stiff like this.
Yeah.
Your head just turns to dust.
Yeah.
I would say my answer is, dude, it's shocking to me that the best game mechanic in a pro wrestling game ever was when you could special guest ref a third player. That was the best thing ever I think they started doing that in No Mercy. Maybe it was just No Mercy that you could do that. That was amazing. God, we would screw each other so often. It was hilarious. It was you, me, Jeff, or Hilton. Any combination of those three.
Oh, and Evald too.
And Evald. And but because Evald didn't like grow up with this in high school and stuff, he would always get the benefit of the doubt. Everybody would always side with him. It was like, oh, if Evald's a player, we're gonna. But then he always liked to goof. Like whenever he was a ref, he would screw whoever because it was hilarious to screw people. God dang it, I want to play that game. Next time we do like a big convention, a big show, not the big show, a big show, we're going to throw a tournament for the Friendos and YouTube wrestling personalities and wrestlers. We're going to do it for content, and that's going to be the game, and it's always going to be a 3-person crew. Somebody's going to be a special guest referee.
All right.
The dynamics. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
We're going to cause actual heat between people.
We probably will. We did with us. Hip Hop Hippo, if you love Taz, you should really watch or even at least just listen to Dark because he just rambles for 2 hours about nonsense and it's perfect.
Oh, I just watched Botchamania.
Sometimes he sings entrance themes.
Because Matthew has the best. He always like takes the best of that stuff and puts it in there. It's great.
It's a funny question from Jorge D. Tony Khan wants to force Cody to be more involved with others on Dynamite after he's done burying QT's group. But he doesn't want to become Vince McMahon, so he calls on his loyal fan base to be the bad guys for him. Khan ends up calling Going in Raw personally for ideas, ends up loving them, and puts you on a Zoom call with Cody. Convince Cody with your ideas. We'll gift the sub if one of you impersonates Cody.
Who do you think has a better Cody impression? Who do you think has a better Cody impression?
It's not bad.
He has sort of a voice that goes like this, and he always sort of talks like this. like he sort of knows what he's talking about. So, guys, what kind of ideas do you have?
The first sentence you did was pretty good, Cody, and now
it's just falling apart.
It has.
Yeah, okay. Guys, I don't have a lot of time on my hands. I got to go watch Star Trek.
Again, falling apart, you lost it.
Now I'm just, it's into like complete and total disrespectful parody. So, you know, I really like 7 and 9. I think he's great.
So you got it more involved with others. Okay.
Nice. He got the gifted sub. I love Cody. I think he's like one of my favorite things on the planet. It's just like doing that is kind of my thing. So I just have to throw that out there.
So is that what you're going to say to him? Say, hey, Cody, you're my favorite things on the planet. You're really going to butter him up?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do.
Thanks, Steve.
But how is I could get him to be more involved with others after he buries the factory?
I'll be like, listen. So what do we have to do? Get him more involved with like Darby. Well, no, he already did Darby Allin.
He's done Darby plenty, yeah. How about this? The Cody Rhodes Invitational, but it's not a tournament. It's a 2-hour-long gauntlet match on Dynamite.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Where he comes out and you know, like maybe, you know, when he was TNT champ, he would wrestle, you know, like indie standouts. Warhorse, for example. So like the first tier competition is you know, someone plucked from the indie ranks, give him a good opportunity against Cody to open the show. Put on a good match. Of course, Cody wins.
Yeah.
And as the gauntlet continues, the competition gets stiffer and stiffer.
That's good. I like that.
Final one, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, wow. Shocking.
Tony Khan ponies up a bunch of money for Brock Lesnar.
So much money.
he of course destroys Cody Rhodes. He wins the Cody Rhodes Invitational. He gets a trophy.
He gets a trophy, but it's Cody is the trophy. Yeah, it's like Cody trophy.
Yeah,
that's good. And a copy of NWO WCW World Tour.
But of course,
yeah, no, like the White Brownie has a
versus
right.
Raw. Here Comes the Pain, because that's the game that Brock Lesnar's on the cover.
That's right. Before, like you get 2 sentences in, White Brownie has a right. Cody says, "Okay, listen, guys, listen. Fast forward to the end. I win, right?"
Well, Brock wins, but that's a muddy feud for Cody. He'd probably be all about that.
Nope.
Here, Cody, Brock wins. Brock wins on Dynamite, but the pay-per-view, you get the dub over Brock. Make people pay for the pay-per-view match.
How about this? Better idea.
Because at this point, Cody has already wrestled 10 matches.
I can't believe
Makes sense for him to lose to Brock.
I can't believe you're interrupting Cody Rhodes. How about this? I win at pay-per-view, but on TV, I win. Bye, guys.
Fear and Loathing, are we really supposed to believe that of all the AEW executive vice presidents, Cody is the most face?
I mean, that's what it's like asking if Hilton's a real person, isn't it? You know, is Cody a face? Like, he put himself in a brass... He's the executive vice president. He put himself in a brass ring on a pole match. And then he made it all about himself. He literally would not let the cameras not frame out the tunnel where for 20 minutes he lingered. They nursed his injury. It was awesome. It's my favorite thing.
This is a great question from this trying to do something. If Tyson was the first person Jericho called to make amends, who was the second? What a great question.
Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Wait, no. That would have had to go the other way. Owens turned on him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could still, you know, extend the olive branch. Maybe he's Kevin Owens now on Raw, and it's like, okay, you wronged me, but I'm in a place now where I feel like I'm looking to patch things up with people.
Yeah, right. Hey, listen, man, can we put this behind us? Yeah. You walk heavy, says Dr. Fauci. Ouch. Wow.
Oof.
That's good.
White Brownie wants to know, does this episode give AEW their first 1 million episode of 2021? No, I think they'll do about NXT numbers. Maybe a little bit more, 850.
They'll do it. Yeah, I was going to 850. They'll do
850 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Another question?
Yes. Thomas Dunnigan. Was tonight the first night Omega's stable actually felt like it was a true threat? That entire promo in the parking lot was the best thing I've seen from them. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I feel like they've felt like a threat ever since like day one. They've got Gallows and Anderson can be helpless, but they're booked better in AEW and Impact than they were in WWE. And then, you know, Kenny Omega, man, that guy, he goes off on people. So
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of feel like he's booked pretty well.
Yeah, but you add the Young Bucks to that, and it just makes them even more of a threat, I think.
Oh, man, this is great. I might have to do a reaction to this video. My mom just sent me video of some turkeys having a fight on my street over on Ambassador.
We had a turkey in our backyard the other day.
Yeah, but was it beef? Was it fighting?
Well, it would have been shadow boxing or something, dude. It was one turkey.
Hold on a second.
It's the first time I've
ever had a turkey in my backyard. Oh, my God, it's two gangs of turkeys. Oh, wow. Oh, my God, they're rolling up on each other. Oh, my God, it's a gang fight of turkeys. This is amazing.
That's something else.
Why did she stop filming? This was great.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get this up there.
Save it for the post show.
That was amazing. Holy crap.
Solus said, with how AEW handles developing and changing characters, does it do long-term character development better than the best written and handled characters across WWE shows currently?
Does who do what now?
Essentially, does AEW handle long-term character development in WWE?
Well, they handle long-term character development. So, yes, they do. That's just not WWE's strong suit, really. Although, I don't know. I say that, and then like people, and I don't know if WWE just sort of stumbles into it. Maybe WWE is just intentionally very subtle about it. I don't think that's really true.
Because
like I always
WB
see,
doesn't really do subtle.
like somebody once posted this really long thread that sort of connected the careers of Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens throughout the years, going all the way back to pre-WWE.
Yeah.
And like, it was really solid. And I just think that, I mean, maybe it's probably all just coincidence.
Well, what it probably is, at least in the WWE aspect of it, is that Seth and Kevin Owens know they have a wealth of interactions and matches throughout their careers, and they'll take it upon themselves to reference things possibly. The creative powers that be in WWE probably have no idea, like, they ever faced each other in Ring of Honor and not think to reference that. Like, Vince doesn't know, has never seen probably a Seth Rollins versus, or a Tyler Black versus Kevin Steen match.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's probably something they take upon themselves to
yeah, you're probably right. You're
into
probably
stuff.
right, which is pretty impressive that I love that wrestlers do that. And like, I don't know, AEW can sometimes be a bit, sometimes they're really good at hiding clues and like making you go back and look. Like the Darby Allin stuff with the Team Taz was great.
Great.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like they could be a bit heavy-handed with it, but other times they could be really subtle with it. But you know what, man? They try. They do what they can. They try to make things make sense, and that's what I like.
Yep. They try to build character arcs over the course of months, if not years. So
I can't believe my mom stopped filming. That was amazing. Let's see here.
Dangam Q says not AEW, but Taya Valkyrie said she picked the name Frankie Monet.
It's a great name.
It's a good name.
I actually like that name better than Taya Valkyrie, to be honest with you. I mean, just because we associate a name with somebody for so long doesn't mean it's a better name than something that's chosen or they choose, because Frankie Monet is a great name.
Jorge D gifting a sub to Jokester B.
Well, thank you very much. That was nice. Let's see here. Rory says, why is no one talking about Jade taking the belt off Sheeta? Did debuting her with Shaq make her seem above title? It's because she's only had one singles match to this point. Was this her first singles match?
They said this was her...
Because she had the tag match. Did she have a match since then? Oh, yeah. She had a match against Danny Jordan.
Yeah, I think they said it was her third or fourth match.
Okay. Yeah, like she doesn't have the record yet, and they're big on that stuff. And plus, you just want to build somebody first before you do that, you know?
Yeah. Hugh Long Heavy, which would be the better faction? Grizzly Bear Country, which would be Bear Country and Caljack, or Grizzly Young Veterans, which would be Grizzled Young Veterans and Caljack?
Okay, well, one of those is my favorite faction of all time.
And that'd be Grizzly Young Veterans.
Obviously. Yes, 100%. Because then I'd get to hang out with Zach Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, it's so good to see you so soon.
Rocco says Turkey's got to get to War Games.
Turkey's on a blood and guts match. Put some JR commentary on Turkey. I can't believe she stopped filming. They were just getting into it, and then it cut. Then we had to go to Robin Hood. That was crazy. It was two gangs, dude.
Well, that's very much like a NWO and NWO Wolfpack going at it.
Yes. We got to get out of here because I got to post this video on Twitter. Twitch, stick around. We'll answer some more of your questions while I do that. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steven Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steven Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson.